Hello everyone. My name is Guillaume Courmont, and I'm here today to talk to you about the power of voice, the power of sound, especially during pregnancy. Sound is everywhere in our lives, more than just a sound we hear. It's a vibration that travels through our bodies, a message that makes us feel, and a way for our subconscious and conscious minds to talk to each other. From the gentle lullabies that calms us down to the loud cries that wake us up, sound has a big impact on us, both small and big. And this impact is especially strong during pregnancy, when the human voice becomes a powerful tool that shapes the baby's development and affects their life at birth and after birth. So based on scientific research, I'm going to explore sound in many ways, how it has many ways of shaping us, with a special focus on how it affects us before we're even born. So the sound as a vibration, what's behind it? What's the science behind it? Well, sound is just a wave, a vibration that moves through things like air, water, or solid objects. And when these waves reach our ears, they're turned into electrical signals by the tiny hair cells in our cochlea, in our ear. And these cells turn the mechanism or the mechanical energy into electrical signals that are sent to our brain. And there's a study from the communications biology in 2004 in which they found that our brain's connections before we hear something can make us even more aware of it. This means that our brain is getting ready to receive vibrations before they even reach our ears. And this process isn't just about our ears. It affects our whole body, from our cells to our organs. Low frequency sounds, like infrasound, that goes between 1 and 16 hertz, are a great example of how our bodies resonate. There's a study that is found in PMC in 2021 that showed that these sounds, the low frequency sounds, can have some pretty cool effects on our bodies. They can stimulate our blood vessels, making our blood flow even better. They can also activate our nerve pathways, which can help reduce pain. And they can relax our muscles and improve our circulation overall. In sound, there's also what we call vibroacoustic therapy, which was started by researchers. One called Tony Wigram. He used these frequencies, often low frequencies, but a bit higher than medium frequencies, between 40 and 80 hertz, to treat conditions like chronic pain, stress, etc. For example, there's also a study in the Journal of Pain Research in which he found that applying 40 hertz vibrations to the lower back actually reduced pain by up to 25% in some people with fibromyalgia, myalgia. How do we say it? I don't even know in French, in English. So this shows that sounds, vibrations, can actually change how our bodies work, right? Sound can also affect us at high frequencies. The human voice, which ranges between 85 hertz on a male voice to more than 1,000, I believe, 1,100 for a female voice, soprano. The human voice vibrates through our chest, our throats, and our skull. And this can influence both the speaker and the listener. So there's been some experiments with otoacoustics. Otoacoustic is the sound that we hear. It's the sound that the ear, the inner ear, is actually making by itself. And so otoacoustic emissions, with the noise that inside the cochlea, I believe, that it makes itself, it shows that even the silent vibration from our vocal cords can affect how our inner ears work. That means that there's a connection between how we make sound and how we hear it. Sound isn't just a random wave. It has meaning, especially when we use our voices. A mother's soothing tone, a teacher's stern command, or a lover's whisper, they all convey different emotions and intentions. A special emphasis on intention. For me, personally, intention is key to anything we convey to the world around us. And science has still to prove the effect of intention overall in the world. However, I am convinced that the purest intentions influence deeply and on the long term all our surroundings, people around us, and even more so the baby within. So these sounds can influence how we feel and think about things. There's a study in the scientific reports that show that even very brief emotional cues for a microsecond before reward predicting sound could boost our learning rates even if we didn't know it. This is similar to how our voices can influence our interactions with others. A cheerful hello can make us feel more comfortable, while a hesitant can make us feel less sure, right? And then there's the science of psychoacoustics, which is a study of how sound affects our minds. It adds yet another layer to this understanding. There's a study in 2020 in Frontiers that found that emotionally charged soundscapes with their dynamic pitch shifts and timbre changes created richer mental images and stronger emotional responses than just flat audio. So imagine how important that is. For instance, a rising melody in a minor key make you feel sad, or or in a more receptive mode, even before you consciously realize it. Actually, it puts you into that emotion subconsciously. And this emotional connection is not random. It reflects the speaker's intention, whether to calm, to alert, or inspire. And it uses the brain's limbic system, especially the amygdala, to process emotions quickly. History shows that this emotional connection goes even beyond sound. Beethoven, who was deaf later in life, reportedly felt music's vibrations through his piano. The vibrations of the piano was going through his whole body, and he could hear it. And he was composing masterpieces like the Ninth Symphony, right? By sensing the speaker's intention through touch rather than hearing. So this suggests that vibrational intent can go beyond limits of sound, becoming part of our sensory and emotional experience. Now, there are modern research that supports this. A study from 2023, Nature Communications, it's called, the Nature Communications, that found that the rhythm, the stress, and the intonation of speech activate mirror neurons, helping us feel empathy and understanding, even in babies who haven't learned to speak yet. So, intention in sound acts as a bridge, connecting the speaker's inner world to the listener's subconscious and conscious experience. The subconscious mind is the first line of defense for sound. It processes it before we even realize it. There is a scientist called Stanislas Dehaene, who has made a research at INSERM, showing how subliminal words that is shown on an image for, I think, 0.03 seconds can change our behavior. For example, we can recognize related concepts faster without even remembering the stimulus. And this research matches John Barg, I believe in 2008 in the PNC. You could find it, in which he says that the unconscious isn't just a passive shadow, but an active engine that runs complex programs like emotional priming and habit formation. So a familiar melody, like a childhood lullaby, can instantly calm us down because it's connected to our subconscious memory. So neural entrainment is actually the bridge between the subconscious and the conscious mind. Brain waves like gamma brainwave, which is between 50 and 100 hertz, alpha waves, gamma actually give us focus waves, and the alpha give us rest. So it calms us down. And the theta waves which are 4 to 8 hertz, give us relaxation. And they sync up in external rhythms. The magazine Psychology Today in 2024, in an article, he mentioned this. Another study that was found, let me find, by Sentient Decision and Made Music, Sentient Decision and Made Music paper in 2003, found that sound's emotional appeal to the subconscious, measured using implicit association testing, is strongly linked to our conscious engagement. Like if you want to buy something, for example, the buying intent. And there's an example of this. A steady 60 beats per minute rhythm can calm us down because it matches our resting heart rate, while fast, jacked tempo can make us feel more alert. You can see this in our EEG. So, Freudian ideas add depth. The subconscious holds hidden desires and archetypes, and it reacts to sound's symbolic weight. A thunderstorm's rumble might make us feel scared, while a chance repetition can tap into our collective rituals and affect our mood before we can think clearly. So this process from the subconscious to the conscious isn't just a straight line. It's a dynamic. Sound acts as a catalyst, if you want, vibrating through our neural networks, entertaining rhythms, and finally becoming a feeling or an action we can control. Sound is all around us, and it can have a big impact on our bodies and behaviors. In 2021, there was a study that looked into how vibration affects our bodies. And they found that it can change our blood flow, our nervous system, and our muscles. For example, a vibration can make our blood vessels more active, which can help lower blood pressure. It can also activate the vagus nerve, which helps reduce stress hormones, and it can relax our muscles. So sound has huge influence, and influences also our actions in subtle ways, but key ways as well. Another study in 2007 found that a citrus scent in a room made people clean up crumbs without even being told. I guess it has that feeling of cleanliness. And even another study in, I believe 6 or 7 years ago, showed that the tone of our voice can affect how people judge us. Like a quavering speaker is often seen as less trustworthy. And music can also affect can also affect us in a big way in our behavior. There's another study 5 years ago that found that music that is fast-paced, that you hear in store, make people shop faster. Imagine that. And sound has also a cultural impact. For example, in Tibetan Buddhism, chanting Om at a specific frequency. It is believed to connect the body to the spirit and the spirit to the body, vice versa. This practice is also found in sound baths, where people lie down and listen to calming music. These experiences can lead to physical relaxation and a sense of focus. So sound is not just a pleasant sound. It's a powerful force that can influence our bodies, our actions, and even our cultures. I personally believe that it influences cultures even in the future. So the human voice is super important during pregnancy. It helps the baby grow and develop by sending vibrations and thoughts to the baby's brain. And these effects can last even after the baby is born. 2 years ago, in 2003, there was a study that found that babies can hear music and speech from 23 weeks gestation. They even remember the sounds they hear in the womb, like their mom's voice, but not just. This is called prenatal auditory learning, and it means the baby's brain starts learning from the sounds in the womb. Mommy's voice is especially powerful. In 2021, a study showed that babies who heard their mom read The Cat in the Hat 3 times a week from 20 weeks gestation had stronger sucking reflexes when they were born. Personally, I don't think it's connected to the cat in hat, but with the fact that the mother was reading, right? And this means they were more likely to pay attention to the story too. The vibrations in mommy's voice, which travel through the amniotic fluid, help the baby's ears and balance system to develop. This makes the baby's brain more flexible and ready to learn new things after birth. Again, mommy's voice can also make the baby feel safe, calm, at peace. A few years ago, there was another study that found that babies who heard their mom speak in a calm tone had lower levels of stress hormones. Music therapy during pregnancy, which often includes mommy's humming, can also help babies with preterm birth. It can improve their heart rate, breathing, and feeding. The effect of prenatal singing are becoming more apparent, and it is becoming more and more known. In 2020, there was a study that followed children who had been exposed to consistent singing from their mothers in the womb. By the time they were 3 years old, these children had better language skills, like a 20% bigger vocabulary, and were better at managing their emotions, like having fewer tantrums. This is similar to what's been seen in animal studies. For example, rat pups that were exposed to their mother's calls in the womb had stronger connection in their brains, which might say that there are some common mechanisms that work in both humans and animals. There are also some anecdotal reports, like story about a mother who read poetry to her baby every day during pregnancy that suggests that babies can be drawn to rhythm. I personally had an experience with that. I was doing music with a friend of and we were singing a lot. And once the baby was born, he was able to clap in rhythm after a couple months. Maybe no, couple, maybe 5 or 6 months. It was unbelievable. So the evidence is strong, right? We can measure the physical effects of sound, like how it can stimulate blood vessels, activate the nerves, relax the muscles. We can also see how sound can affect our learning process and our emotions. When we listen to sound, our brains change in a way that can help us learn new things and feel better. We can also see how sound can affect our behavior, like it can make us more active or calm. One thing that's interesting is that sound is often given more important than vision. Have you tried to watch a movie without the sound effects, or no, more without the music behind it? You would be amazed on how it influences us. Because sound is actually faster than vision. It can reach farther. So the fetus, which is blind but can hear, it shows that sound is more important. Sound is more important than vision, meaning that the fetus will react a lot more to vibration than it does with our environment. So there are different cultures who also have different ways of using sound, like in oral traditions, like West African griot storytelling, where the voice carries history and identity. Like in India, the music in India is always transmitted orally. There's nothing written. And this shows that sound can have a big impact on people too. And it's not the same in all cultures. Sound is like a magical thread that connects our subconscious mind to our conscious ones. It's like a whisper that can calm our nerves, get us moving, and even help us remember things. And guess what? Sound is especially powerful during pregnancy again. Our voices can shape the world inside our babies. Scientists have done lots of research on this, and they found that sound can have a huge impact on our bodies and minds. So, next time you hear a song or a whisper, remember that it's not just background noise. It's a part of who we are. And I just want to finish with this. I hope this was helpful. And I wish everyone the best with music, with beautiful sounds. I also teach, I give voice classes, but more as a self-development tool, more than just an academic one. Because we all have a voice. And I believe that we are all born singers, even though we're not necessarily professional singers. So may beauty, harmony, and high, beautiful vibrations surround you all the time. And may our future be more and more harmonious all the time. Thank you all for listening. And have beautiful, inspiring moments with the future babies to come. Thank you.